Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk a few things about the workflow between Houdini and Blender. So if you've seen most of my projects, I usually render on Blender, and I want to show you how I transfer data or attributes to Blender. So what I do here, I got an example project, pencil that I'm working on. So yeah, I usually use Alembic, raw Alembic to export my files. So the thing about Alembic is it's quite limited. So what I mean by that is, so if we check out the attributes in this mesh, so it's points, run from attribute, I got the transition, I got this. Yeah, these are few things I'll use for texturing at the end for the material and stuff. So what I want is, I want these attributes to show up in my Blender so I can mix different materials in there. So let's try Alembic. So the thing about Alembic is it's quite limited. So you say raw Alembic. So if we export this for example, and import this in Blender, here we go, in the object properties. So you can see color attributes, you can see CD, that means the color attribute. But if we go to the spreadsheet, so there are vertices, edge, face corners. So our color attribute is gonna be in the face corners. So if you don't know what face color corner means, it means point data. I don't know why the name is that. So there's no point over here, it's just vertices, edges, and face. So the point attributes will be stored in the face corners. Yeah, so if we got particles, they're gonna show up in the point clouds data. So yeah, we ain't got no particles here, so it's blank. If we go to the shading tab and add new material, we can type Shift A and go to the search, attributes, and we can write here CD with the capital C. Then we can see, let me adjust this, we can see the colors, but that's the only attribute the Alembic is going to give us. But I want all my attributes that you can see here. Yeah, like the transition, I got different ramp colors, something like this. So I want this to show up in my in Blender. I want this attributes to show up in Blender. The thing about Alembic is it's only gonna export the color data. So if I want something, some attributes in my Blender, I have to store the data in the CD. But I don't want that. I want I want my actual attributes to show up in the Blender. So instead of using Alembic, I recommend using USD. So USD export. So if we export the file to USD, it's called pencil.usd, and save it. Let's delete this and file import universal scene description. So if we go to our spreadsheet, you can see all our attributes are present here. So if we go attributes, can write transition or curve view, Import here. So you can see our curve view data here. Or if I type transition, so you can see it works. So this is the best way to work between Blender and Houdini. Just export your mesh to USD, and you can and you can access all your attributes in Blender. So what we got? So we got curve view grad. For example, if I type grad, see, it shows up. So fuck Alembic, just use USD. This is awesome. So I can use it, like I can Control C, Control V, write what I want. So curve view. So I can do like mix color and mix this up. Yeah, and you know what to do from here. We can use this as a mask or something. Yeah, so that's how I do the materials and stuff. So yeah, even working with particles, what I noticed is if we got sphere and if I do add, only keep the points and export this to Alembic, wrap Alembic. Let's just call it points.abc. Save it. Let's delete this. Alembic points. Yeah. So I only got the position data, I think. So if we go to here, there's nothing, but if you can see the point clouds over here, you can see your position in radius attribute. For example, if I change those datas, let's put attribute triangle here. If at radius, let's put it 0.8, and export this. So re-import it. So the radius stays 0.01. So nothing changes, only the position. For example, if I v at p, set it to 0, 1, 0. So all the points are compressed to 0, 1, 0, and export this, import it in Blender. You can see the point position is adjusted, but the radius is the same. So yeah, and one thing is the coordinate is different in Blender. Z is up, so you're gonna see like X, Y, Z. But if you go back to Houdini, Z means on the right axis, and Y means on the up. The coordination is different here. Okay, yeah, but if we try it using USD, let's export this to USD and call it points. Export it and import it in Blender. Points. You can see all the points radius is set to 0.8. I think 0.8. I set it here 0.8. That's why it's big. If I adjust this to 0.1, export it and delete this points, you can see it's smaller. So in the Alembic, it didn't do anything, like it didn't adjust the radius, but the USD is respecting the data that I set in Houdini. If we go to the point cloud point, if you can see the radius is set to the same as the Houdini file, and you can see the data, the coordination of the position is the same as the Houdini one, 0, 1, 0. So before it was 0, 0, 1 in the Alembic, but when you Yeah, so Blender imports the correct data when it's USD. So yeah, whenever you're working on Blender, whenever you're working Houdini to Blender, just use USD. USD is awesome. USDs are great for this kind of stuff. You're not gonna have any problem with this. Yeah, so whenever you're importing points or particles, you're gonna find the attributes on the points here on the point cloud, and whenever it's mesh, yeah, you're gonna find it here, and curves over here. So yeah, that's it.